Good evening, everyone. It's Becky. I wanted to get started finally on actually painting my wolf for the wolf paint along with Lazy Retired Granny, DP Crazy Lady, Crafting with V, and Chef Diamond, Crafty Chef Diamond. So as you saw in my short earlier, I did number my canvas in the sections, and I'm going to actually do this randomly. So I found me a little jar. I've put all my numbers in here. So we'll give it a shake. And we'll pull our first section. So the first section that we're going to paint is section number 19. So if you didn't see my short, I actually printed these out on from canva.com. I just found a simple wolf head outline, printed them, sliced them up, and wrote a number on them. So section 19 right here, a nice light section is where we'll start tonight. Let's get going here. Okay, so I've never started randomly in the middle of the canvas like this, so let's see how we get at that. Let's see, normally I use my little seam ripper here, just a small seam ripper to start at the edges of my canvas. However, there it goes. Just poke it in there a little ways, and we're going to go along this section. We're going to cut it out like a little trap door, so that if I don't finish this whole section by the time I'm ready to go to bed, I'll be able to close the little trap door back. All right. I don't have a cover minder yet, so just set a pot of wax on there. I did kit up using my 60 pot suitcase. Again, you saw that in the previous kit up video. I had my pots labeled from my previous canvas in the black ink pen, and majority of the labels lined up the same on this painting as on my last. The only one I had to add was a letter A, so I just threw a label on an empty pot. I thought about pulling the A from the other set, but then I thought, no, let's make it look a little more aesthetic. I did use a leftover in pot for just like a partial packet that I had, but we'll use that first to be able to get it out of the way so it won't be distracting. So, all right, let's get... I have a little bit of junk on this table with me that I try to keep hidden from view, but it doesn't always work well. We'll see what we can do about that later on. For now, we'll get our tray. And we'll move our suitcase out of the way so we've got room to work. This is my first square drill, as I've said before. So again, we're going to be working on section 19. Let me slide it down where I can reach it a little better. All right, so it looks like majority of this is letter I with a few other colors this kind of thrown in there. To get a little bit of a start, I'm going to start with a smaller color with less on it. So letter U is where I'm going to start. That's this blue area here. I am going to start with tweezers. I've always seen that it works well to do tweezers with square drills. So we'll see how that goes. So pour them in. We give them a little shake, shake, shake. A little too much shake. All right. Goodness gracious, shaking too much. All right, so how do we do this? Pick up a drill and put it in place. I guess it's that simple. So I'll work through this little section and hopefully get some progress made on it tonight, and then give you guys an update maybe in a little short tomorrow, just to see how far I got and how crooked these drills ended up. We all know that on our first painting we're going to make little mistakes, so being my first diamond or square diamond, I'm sure there will be some errors, like that one trying to jump out of its spot. This does have some nice grid lines, so I'm hoping that's a positive thing. Again, I've got nothing to compare it to, so we'll see how I end up. Here's my first ones that I'm really getting in there. They look good. This one looks a little crooked, so let's bring it down a bit. All right. So my day was, you know, full of work. I work from home, so I, you know, don't have to worry about a commute anymore, which I really, really like. That drill literally just jumped right back into my tray. It did not want to be used, so we'll use a different one instead. I don't have my light pad on, just so you know. I've got enough light from my overhead lamp that I think I'm okay on this one. Since I'm in such a light section, I'm just going for it. Anyways, back to work. We had a little trouble with our robot that does a lot of the work. I guess the reports that he works from were not working properly today, so he wasn't able to do his job, which created more work for me and my team. So it was a little hectic, but you know, we got done with what we could, and the rest will be there for us tomorrow, right? It's not going to go anywhere. So, this seems to be going along pretty good. Maybe it's just beginner's luck, but we'll see. For dinner tonight, I forgot to set something out to thaw, so we ended up going and getting burgers at a fast food joint. Not the healthiest thing to have for dinner, but you know what? Some days you just have to. Actually, I had a burger and my husband had chicken strips. So, then did a little run at the grocery store because I needed a couple little things for my lunches throughout the week. Didn't get a chance to do that since I was busy this weekend. That really was my whole day. Normally on Mondays I go to the gym and work out. However, I was so sore from this weekend where I was at quilt camp. Don't try to pick up multiples with the tweezers, just so you know. Or at least I'm not good at that yet. We'll get there. Anyway, so I normally go to the gym on Mondays. Didn't today because I was so sore from quilt camp. So I will hit the gym tomorrow morning to make up for it. Hopefully get there a little earlier than normal and be able to get my workout in. And then come back home and log into work. I'm still playing catch up on everybody's videos from the weekend. I think I'm nearly caught up. However, I'm sure I've missed a few here and there. Why did that move? So yeah, that's about all I've got going on right now. How is everybody doing on their paintings? Are we all finding it enjoyable to work on this and feel like everybody's sharing? And I've enjoyed watching the progress. DP Crazy Lady has shown us some new tricks with the pool noodles, and of course Diamond Painting with Lazy Retired Granny has moved ahead quickly as she normally does. She's such a fast painter. Let's see here. So that is all of letter U that I'm seeing in this section. This is a very different way for me to do this. Like I said, I've never done it in a random pattern like this. I've always started in however my canvas is oriented, the lower left corner, whether I've got it turned on its side or if I've got it turned on at an angle or anything. Let's see here, we're going to do letter H next. Try to get some of these blues out of the way, and then we'll go in and just go crazy on that letter I, which is, let's see, letter I is color 3865. Looks like we've got quite a bit of that one in here. It actually didn't quite fill up an entire vial, which I was kind of surprised with as much space as it looks like it takes up. However, sorry, I just had to do the alphabet in my head because I got my letters mixed up. So my biggest area is going to be letter B, which is our favorite color in the whole world, is 310. There's 4 packs here, and I kitted up 1 pack of it already, and I just laid that right on that open spot. Don't do that. Let's see, got a little flake right there. Let's get that off so we don't confuse that with another letter later on. All right, this was letter H. Let's see. I don't really have much more to talk about right at the moment. I'm usually not a very talkative kind of person as far as just like random chatter. I usually have to have kind of a subject to discuss. So if you have any questions about me, about life, anything that you'd like to know about me, feel free to drop a question down in the comments. Always happy to answer questions. I just never know what people want to know about me. So ask and ye shall receive. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and continue working this little section, and then I'll check back in with you in the morning with a little short before I start to work and show you how it's looking once I get this section completed. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.